Welcome to One Quiz Video. I'm Walnuts, and today we're going to be spotlighting the miniature card game Malediction from Loot Studios that Cobb and I got to see over at Paxio. This is not a review as we haven't had a lot of time with the game, but I wanted to take some time to spotlight Malediction from Loot Studios as me and Cobb had a lot of fun checking it out and playing it while we were there. Loot Studios is better known as a miniature maker. They have a subscription service where you can download high-quality files for 3D printing for TTRPG miniatures, both fantasy and sci-fi settings. As you can see, I'm showing you something of a war game and not just miniatures. They decided with their experience making miniatures, why not take a crack at a board game and set it on Malediction, a tabletop miniature card game war game not unlike Warhammer, but still very different from Warhammer. Malediction is a 1v1 war game where each player drafts an army from their collection. Unlike Warhammer, you don't have to piecemeal your army, but everything comes in a single box. Each box has enough cards and miniatures to draft 2 armies, and you can play with one box, but it's advised for each player to have their own box. Each box is about $70 USD, but getting all 4 in total is about $200. So if you have 4 friends interested in the game, you can get them all for $50 a piece. After drafting together your troops, spells, equipment cards, and then placing your terrain pieces, you then get to start the game. Combat is done in 3 rounds, and you win by having the most victory points in the end. You both start by playing a card, and whichever card has the highest mana cost gives you turn 1 in initiative. However, those cards get discarded, you can't use them again. You can play your strongest hero to get turn 1 initiative, but then you lose your best unit, and your opponent can challenge initiative on a later turn. You start each round by placing troops and expanding their mana cost. You have 2 actions per turn, and the round consists of a total number of turns it takes for each player to tap all of their troops. So if player 2 places 3 troops, player 1 places 2 troops, then player 2 will get more turns that round. A turn is tapping a unit and taking 2 actions to move, attack, or even equip armor. If I remember correctly, there are some actions that take multiple actions as well. You can also have magic cards that you can play at almost any time. Once both players have tapped all their units, that round is over and you can draw more cards and start again. Now I am regretting this angle because as you can see, a lot of the fight is going to take place on the other side of this land piece right here. The land pieces actually affect how your units can be controlled. The one on the opposite end, the archway, it looks like, that gives your units 1 more movement speed. The one closer to me, I believe, has something to do with MP or mana, the mana cost. I can't fully remember, but if I had known a lot of the fight was going to be right in front of me where there's an artifact right on the other side of this obelisk, I would have definitely set the camera on the other end. As you can see, my last turn, I actually went 3 times even though I only had 2 units. That's because I played a card that allowed me to untap one of my tapped units. So now that everyone has gone and I've actually started to attack Cobb, he can't take the artifact that's closer to me and him. However, he does get the artifact that's with the unit they call Chubby, who's up over by the arch. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritty of the rules and how to play, but the gameplay itself is super fun. Looks are absolutely deceiving with this game, as it was very easy for us to pick it up. There is a bendable ruler that you can use to move your units, their movement speed, as well as to see their attack range. There's also artifact items that you can pick up that gives you victory points and makes it units that grabs it stronger. However, if that unit dies, drop the artifact and lose the victory points. That artifact is now being held by Chubby, and it is officially off the board. If I can defeat Chubby, it comes back. Otherwise, it stays off the board. We start our next round by replenishing a little bit of mana, checking any victory points that Cobb gets from claiming the artifact, and untapping our cards so that we can start again with the new cards that we just drew. One of the really cool parts of this game, every time you see us rolling a d20, we're actually rolling to see if we hit the enemy. There is an armor class for every enemy, however, you have a maximum and minimum amount of damage. If you do not hit the armor class, you do the minimum damage. If you hit the armor class, you do the maximum damage. It's actually really cool, and it keeps the game flowing so it doesn't take too long. Right here, I was able to be pretty clutch and take out Cobb's troop that he has not activated yet, and therefore equalizing the battlefield and keeping him from actually having 3 turns this round. Now I know the question on your mind is, how is this game only $70? These miniatures are huge and super detailed. And I would say that's a good question and my favorite part of this game. The game boxes itself comes with cardboard miniatures to save on shipping costs and allows the players to play right out of the box. Each box also comes with a free download code to 3D print that box's army and land pieces. I don't get a lot of shots of the cardboard figures, but you'll see them if you haven't already. What this means is once you decide what your preferred army will be and you have a 3D printer, you can print them yourself or find a print shop that will print them for you, or just play with the cardboard miniatures. I love this concept and hope more devs do this, as I'm perfectly happy playing with cardboard cutouts, but for the game that I play a lot, to be able to print my favorite pieces and really make the game feel more mine and cut costs in the industry feels like a win-win in my book for everyone. There is no release date for this game as of yet, but you can check them out to get updates on their GameFound page, as well as checking out malediction.com.gg. Everything will be linked below. That's their official website. Their GameFound also has a print and play demo that you can try to get into as well. Cobb spent the rest of his action focusing on attacking my hero and not my untapped unit. I used my time to go attack Chubby. I then challenged him for initiative, and initiative goes to the challenger if you both play the same card, which you did. I then summoned an arranged attacker, and then used my first turn to actually go after and attack Chubby. I take my 2 actions against Chubby, and I'm able to take him out. Cobb then is only left with 1 more unit at his disposal, and that's his hero, and he does whatever he can to take out his hero. We also remove Chubby from the board, replace the artifact, and then Cobb gets his first attack against my hero, and does some decent damage. Does a second attack against my hero. Does a little bit more damage when this happens.
And then I am also going to do Listrum Discharge, which 2 damage to them.
If
no hit was scored though, so I don't get the extra.
So on true kills the bonus of 3.
Yeah.
3 more damage? Yeah, 3. So it's 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh, she has 2 left. Ooh, so close.
Really?
So close. She's got 2 health left.
I'm then able to use the rest of my turns, since Cobb has no more actions or units to be able to tap, to then use both my ranged enemy I just placed this round, as well as my hero, to take out Cobb's hero, and I was able to walk away with the win. It was an incredibly fun game. Sorry that you couldn't see most of it. I wish I could have had a better angle, but I was not noticing or realizing what each position was, so I didn't realize that I was going to have a bad angle when I was recording this video. Here's a quick shot of all of the miniatures, both 3D printed and the cardboard cutouts as you see here. They look really good. I love the style because it gives me like that Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne-esque feel with a lot of these creatures. It honestly gives me some Attack on Titan feeling to it as well. And they're just super detailed and really well defined, and it's exciting to see a game with like this much detail, and it was fun and easy to pick up. There won't be a Let's Play for this as of yet, as we've not been able to play more than the demo, but as soon as we get our review copies and some game time in, there will be more content for Malediction, so keep an eye out. I think that's a show though. If you'd like to see more of our content, check us out on facebook.com/OneQuestOnline, on X, Twitter, X, Instagram, and Threads, @1_Quest, and be sure to check out PodQuest on Thursdays every week, where all podcasts are available. See you all next time.